Visit with the mayors on Wednesday. John Nichols here this morning from City of College Station. Thanks for being with us this morning.
College Station. I'm happy to be here, yeah. Scott. Yes, indeed. I want to comment on your banana discussion. One of the joys of marriage is if you work it right, one partner likes them a little bit green. One partner really doesn't mind them a little bit overripe even.
That's where I am.
That's me.
Yeah,
me. I heard what you said.
Yeah.
And my wife, if they start to get over yellow before they even turn brown, she's on to the next bunch. Well, heck, I'm just cleaning up what's left. Or you can always put them in the refrigerator.
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
But then they get black, which really makes them look unappealing.
But they still taste the same, except they're cold.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I don't like a cold banana.
Yeah, I hear you. We all have our preferences, right, when it comes to that. Okay, here we move. We continue to move on with no more than 4. And so tell us where we are with that now.
Yes, we're at the next council meeting on the 25th. We will be considering a new ordinance which will shift the enforcement from criminal to civil. We will still keep the criminal code in place when we get into a serious situation with investors, landlords, where there are repetitive problems. We may need to use that, but for the main enforcement tactic, we'll be using a civil code, which, of course, removes the criminal aspect from a person's record. But it does allow us to increase the fines and get behavioral change by showing people that you really need to live with what the code is. So I understand there's quite a bit of concern out there about the fact that we're going to begin enforcement again. We've given over a year's notice that we weren't going to do a major enforcement. We've been doing educational enforcement during this past year, trying to reach out to people that were in these circumstances, saying, hey, you need to get out of this lease and get it straightened up by next June. So June 1 is what, of course, some of the residents have been concerned about, who suggest that they still are unaware of this new enforcement effort. But that's been our statement for a better part of a year now. So beginning of the summer, we'll be doing that. But keep in mind, we've done a lot of other things along the way. We have rezoned some 350 acres, 1,700 properties to middle housing. We created the definition of a shared housing unit, and we've created the over-occupancy overlay in all of these new areas. And we're working educationally very closely with Texas A&M, General Ramirez's Office of Off-Campus Student Affairs, and that has been a tremendous effort to get the word out there, to provide alternatives. So I think we're moving ahead. Yes, there'll be some people who don't like to have to live within the rules, and we'll have to work strategically over the summer and into next year.
So first offense, who absorbs the penalty? The tenants, the landlords, or both?
It'll be in the civil code. It'll be on the tenants if they're in residence. Obviously, we're also working with the landlords and the property management teams who really need to be very much involved in this educational campaign. They need to be making it clear to the tenants that you can't invite a fourth person in to live continuously, or a fifth person, I should say, or a sixth, to live intentionally in that property, or they will get fined.
Now, what's going to happen, because you started rental registration back years ago, and there probably there's some non-compliance there as well. Does that stack on top of this?
Well, there is some, but frankly, we've done a lot of work on the rental registration, and we've got a very good digital overlay of the mapping of all of those residences that are rental. And yeah, we're always finding additional ones, but it's kind of like the short-term rentals. We've been registering them as well. It's a matter of finding them and educating people, and I don't think we've got a big problem in that area.
Well, so let's move on, because we've talked about this for almost a decade.
I want people aware on the agenda on April 25th is when it'll be a regular agenda item. People will have the opportunity to speak to council before we decide on what we're going to adopt.
Okay, let's talk about something pretty exciting going on in College Station right now. We've got some folks who have come in the world of technology, and they're getting to see the area.
That's right. The Midway to the Future conference is going on at the George Hotel. I was there all day yesterday. I think Chancellor Sharp was giving an opening comments this morning. They're going to talk about defense contracting and defense research and development opportunities and do a tour of Relish campus. Yesterday was a series of panel discussions from everything from water to artificial intelligence to investing in smaller cities. It was interesting. A company I know, Casper Companies in Shiner, Texas, is bigger than Shiner Beer.
Is that right?
The third, well, I don't know how many. It's a 125-year-old company in Shiner, Texas. They started out making wire, and then they got into the wire newspaper racks, and they had a I don't want to go into the long story, but they had the patent on the coin mechanism, and then they got into shopping carts, and they're doing all kinds of other high-tech stuff now. But that is the home of the largest gold depository in the nation now. You know the Texas legislature set up a gold depository in Austin?
I did, yes.
Well, Jason Casper, who is the new CEO, he's the next generation. I knew the company from his grandfather, who was a graduate of our department. It was they got Texas precious metals there. He was a hedge fund guy before he came back to the family business. And they developed the largest gold depository, certainly in the state of Texas. The one that the legislature tried to set up has gone bust. They haven't been able to do a thing with it.
But this guy could, well,
in
once
Shiner,
again,
Texas.
Casper with a K or Casper with a C?
Kaspar.
Oh.
It's a Swiss version of Casper.
Okay. In Shiner, Texas.
In Shiner, Texas. Look them up.
I will. That's amazing.
Texas Precious Metals.
So who are the people who have been attracted to this?
The people came to this from all over Dallas, really Texas Triangle people. A lot of people from out of town, Austin, Houston, Dallas, Shiner, smaller towns and bigger towns. People who are making successful efforts in lots of different areas. And it was a first-time effort. And I will have to send thanks and congratulations to Jeremy Osborne and his team. This is a creative idea of Jeremy to bring people to Bryan College Station and have them look at what we're doing here in our city, in College Station. We hosted at the George Hotel. One guy said, heck, I didn't know they had a meeting room like this. As a matter of fact, I've never been in their conference room at the George. If you haven't seen it, it's quite an interesting, good size for a couple of 300 people for this kind of conference. And they were excited about it, and we got a lot of good buzz.
Good. Maybe there'll be some things that'll happen
Absolutely.
here because of that.
The moderator was J.B. Sauceda, who was the new guy taking over the Texas Country Reporter that the Texas Monthly owns.
Yes,
He was the moderator for the whole thing. So then he gets into College Station occasionally, but this was a nice gig for him.
Absolutely. Okay, while we're talking about tech, Amazon's coming back to town.
Well, Amazon is in town.
Well, yeah, but the Amazon people are coming back to town.
They're going to do a public event on Saturday at 10 a.m. at Sandstone Park. It's their event, not the city's event, but they are going to be sharing their upgraded technology, their ideas, their delivery system, the business model, and answering questions that citizens have. And every council meeting we've had recently, citizens have come forward and talking about the issues, local issues, neighborhood issues associated with that. I'm hoping that their new technology will solve some of those.
Sure. What else do you have today?
Well, I just wanted to comment on the fact that we're into the land selling business. Can't talk about it right now, but we've got more properties being sold out of our business park down south, the old business park. I hope in a couple of weeks we'll be able to talk about some of that.
Great.
So we're really excited about that going on. Hazardous waste event is this Saturday, as I understand it. Movies in the Park is coming up. I want to comment. We had a volunteer appreciation dinner last night for all the people that volunteer their time in support of all of our city activities, from the parks to planning and zoning and everything in between. Great event. I want to extend my thanks publicly again for all of those people that volunteer to help the city get its work done.
Sure, you bet. John Nichols, Mayor of College Station, thanks for the time today.
Thank you.
You bet. Visit the Mayors on Wednesday. It's on our website at WTAW.com, or also you can go to YouTube and just Google. You can search WTAW. By the way, you can sign up and subscribe to see all the key interviews that we record there.